What's good, my pack rats? I've had a rough 2021. It's time to spruce it up a bit. Spiffity-doo in 2022. Guys, I am feeling spicy today. I think at the start of this year, before we kick this whole thing off, we need to talk about some serious issues in the gaming community. So I want to hear your thoughts. Listen to mine for a second, and let's have a nice fireside chat. Start this engine up.
That's what I expected.
All right, guys, welcome back. If you are new to the channel, this channel is all about video game, retro nostalgia goodness. If you guys enjoy what I got going on, hit that subscribe button for me and stick around as we get some spicy conversation going on. So I think the first thing we got to bring up, because this is always the elephant in the room about retro gaming, and it is the prices. The prices are too expensive. It's too hard to collect for. It's too crazy. And to be honest, it's true. But also, this stuff happens with comic books. This stuff has happened with sports cards. So it's not uncommon for video games or things that were of retro nature to grow in value. So we can chalk that up to, yes, things are expensive and it sucks to collect for that stuff now. But what has changed in this entire scheme is the reseller network of people. So if you were a collector 5 years ago, only 5 years ago, before the pandemic, anything like that, everybody was collecting to collect video games. Not a lot of people were collecting, or at least on the hunt for video games, to resell. Now, the reason I bring this up and the reason why I believe it's a problem now is that nobody is hunting for the love of the game anymore. Everybody is hunting for the value. So you have a lot of people that have entered the collecting scene in the last couple years who have blown up on YouTube. You have people that their entire channels are dedicated to game hunting. Now, this is not throwing shade at anybody. A lot of these guys are my friends. They make fantastic content, but there is something to be said about this whole paradigm shift in retro gaming. Before, people gamed because they loved the characters. They loved the nostalgia of the consoles. They were a fan of this entire industry from its inception onward. And now it has really changed into a reseller's world. Now, I know Pixel Game Squad has touched on this, and RGT85 just made a video on this about prices being crazy, and he's out of the retro game. Now, for me, I want to be truthful to myself. I have collected a lot of this stuff, but I have to know, does it mean anything to me? I have never grabbed this stuff initially for value, but even I find myself falling into the trap of wondering what all of the stuff in this room is worth. And when I went hunting, I would start to look at what is going to give me return on value in flipping and getting to that collection, and it has become a problem. It has not only just become a problem for me, but it has become a problem for every single serious video game collector and or people that want to get into the game. So I feel bad for anybody that wants to start collecting now because it feels out of reach unless it is current gen stuff or past gen, like 1 year. Like you can get some PS4, some Xbox One, 360 and PS3 are creeping up there, but the window is starting to limit. Like not a lot of people are getting the opportunity to get into this hobby. And we've talked about a bubble. We've talked about something that's gonna burst. And it is possible. It is possible that this entire thing comes crashing down and everybody's values get knocked back down, and anybody that originally was collecting or has always been collecting because they love the games will be happy that this thing happens. But we have to talk about this reseller market, this insane need to pick up every single valuable game. And I know that a lot of it has to do with this WADA stuff. I have not brought my personal opinion into this. If you've been on a live stream, you've heard what I have to say about it. I personally think grading games is absolutely ridiculous, but people do it with comic books and they'll do it with other things that they want to preserve. So I can't hate on it, and if you're gonna make some money on it, that's hard to question somebody that's sitting on $17,000 that you wouldn't make something like that happen. But in general, you now have a community that is going out and looking for sealed stuff to now entomb in plastic. And I believe that that is where we start to build almost an unhealthy relationship with our games. Because at this point, it's not to play anymore. At this point, it's where can I find the best value? Where can I get the best return on my investment? And these video games have now lost any fun, nostalgic value to us and basically turned into walking gold bars, walking diamonds, right? You go find it, you pull the game off the shelf, you get excited, it's a $200 game, and you're like, I can make so much money off of this. And then all of a sudden, you get this sadness, especially someone that's been a collector for a long time. You see the channels and the people that gravitate towards this stuff, and everybody loves to flip and do the garage sale stuff and just go crazy. And it's turned into a very, very cutthroat, rough, and unfun hobby for a lot of people. And I think there's something to be said about this chaos, this hell that is the new gaming / retro gaming scene. For everything to be about value, for people to gobble up, if you will, everything they can that's going to turn a buck, to gatekeep and leave a lot of the newcomers out of it. And I mean, the overall effort that these resellers are putting in, standing at your thrift stores early mornings, camping out, trying to get something that might give them a cheap turnaround, has definitely taken over what people originally loved about retro video games. And I'm just kind of sad about it, because go back 5 years and the love of collecting, to have the things in your game room and be excited about them, pulling them off the shelf, throwing them in and giving them a spin, that at least to me feels like it's gone. Maybe 10% of true collectors are playing their stuff, but everybody else, it sits on the shelf, it collects dust, or they are only for the reselling value. They're only for that flip. And granted, if they're making money, it's hard to be upset at those people. It's hard to say, well, man, like, you're really ruining the hobby, because they're not ruining the hobby, but they are ruining what we used to love about the hobby, knowing that the guy in front of you, when you're excited about that game because you're going to take it home and play it, versus the guy's excited about that game because he's going to take it, throw it on eBay, and make himself $75 that very day. So I really want to know what your guys' thoughts are. I am not trying to come at it negative. It's 2022. I want to be positive, back into the retro scene. I'm making YouTube content again, and I just want to have positive vibes running through this community. And I think that it would be very, very cool to get your guys' opinions on what you think the retro / gaming scene feels like now to you. Because to me, I truly am disheartened to know that you can't go on that hunt anymore without having a lot of people in it for different reasons than people used to be. So that's it, guys. That's Pac-Man cases 2, 3, 4, 5 cents, whatever it is, on this current crisis in our retro community. So I want to know what you guys think. Leave a message down in the comments. Let me know, do you think that it even matters? Do you think people should just calm the F down, let people buy what they want to buy, snooze you lose? Or do you think that we should get back to truly loving our games because we want to play them? Guys, if you like what I got going on, you like my silly content, hit that subscribe button. Give Pac-Man Case some love. Go hit up my merch store at Teespring. I'm gonna have a link in the description below. I'm gonna have some new product out soon where you guys can rep the Pac Rat. Gonna be holding a rocket launcher and then taking a rocket up into space, because we're going to Mars, baby. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next episode. See you later. Bye. Feeling good, looking good. Okay. What's good, my pack rats? This is how you remind me of what I really am. Do you like games? Look at this photograph. Every time I do it makes me laugh.